World of Warcraft is one of the most well-known games of all time. It goes without saying that when you have a game this popular, people become very interested in the behind-the-scenes and uncommon facts. As a consequence, odd discoveries and secrets are found all over the place. This and the many controversies formed in the game's lifespan are what we are going to be focusing on in today's Iceberg. I know the World of Warcraft Iceberg already exists, but my Iceberg is very different and covers dark and secret topics that most people in the WoW community have no knowledge of. Starting from most known to least, I will be discussing the entries of this fine iceberg, while indicating the amount of certainty I have on the topic placed at the bottom left, indicated by stacks of wool cloth out of 5. I hope you enjoy it and come away from it a more knowledgeable WoW gamer. Jeff Kaplan Defecation Incident. At BlizzCon 2019, many patrons were disappointed to find that the Hearthstone funnel cake stand was using spoiled batter. Most disappointed of these patrons was, in fact, Jeff Kaplan, who discovered to his horror that he had contracted a terrible case of Montezuma's revenge. However, that was the least of his problems, since he was just about to go up on stage and declare to his adoring fans the addition of new loot boxes in Overwatch, and that Overwatch Mobile would be out in 2024. As he finished and moved from center stage to the back, there was a football-shaped brown stain on the back of his pants, running all the way down to his calf. It's strange that they included this, because Jeff Kaplan had been done with WoW for quite a while since 2019. Old Pandaren Racial. During the beta of Mists of Pandaria, Blizzard decided that Pandarans should gain a plus 20 bonus to their herbalism skill. This bonus was named in the spellbook Fingers of the Yellow Monkey. When questioned about this ability, Blizzard claimed that it was a simple translation error, and was changed to the current Pandaren racial we have today. Leroy's last words. Everyone remembers the tale of Leroy Jenkins, an impatient but most stalwart champion of the light that died in a brave sacrifice to make his raid team hurry the fuck up in Blackwing Lair. But does anyone remember what Mr. Jenkins said as he drew his last breath? One might say, "At least I have chicken," but this is proven to be false. I will play an audio clip momentarily that is the true audio of the video that was edited out by the YouTube Council after controversy formed. Secret BlizzCon package. At an unknown nightclub, supposedly many BlizzCon attendees patronized after the defecation incident, packages were handed out to all people with BlizzCon lanyards. These packages contained Murloc-themed condoms and small containers of Rumsey Rum Black Label. Strange, but not unlike Blizzard to do something like that. Scrapped race dances. Back in the in-dev phase of WoW's development, racial dances looked very different. All races could dance the same by inputting different /emo commands. Rumor has it that the scrapped Tuskar race, which could only be unlocked by fishing up the Ashbringer, could perform the first unique dance, the Worm. Out of the non-unique dances, the only confirmed dance was the one that Papa Roach does at the beginning of the Last Resort music video. Blackwing Lair Dinner Party. After the Leroy Jenkins happening became a popular internet reference, an unknown Blizzard dev decided to add a funny Easter egg in Blackwing Lair. Supposedly, before the achievement gave you Leroy Jenkins as a garrison follower, if you retrace to the beginning of Blackwing Lair after killing all the whelps, there would be a silver dinner play item that, when picked up and placed inside the suppression room, would summon a large dinner table that the whelps would sit at, and a bunch of food appeared on the plates. A neat little Easter egg at the time for sure, but a little strange, considering you just massacred the little guys. Trade chat anal spam. Anyone who has been graced by the trade chat's wonderful writing expertise has certainly seen their strange tendency to place the word anal before linking certain items. This has certainly been done for humorous results that would eventually attract the wrath of the Blizzard staff. Supposedly, for one patch exactly, Putting anal before an item in trade chat would actually change that item's name to have anal in front of it, but it would become untradeable. Unfortunately, many people complained about their savory deviant delights and other anally inserted items becoming untradeable as very harmful because people had many items that they genuinely wanted to sell but could no longer be used. It was removed in the next patch, but many people still have these items to this day. Large slimy bone. Dropped by most slimes in the pre-Cataclysm vanilla zones is a mysterious item named Large Slimy Bone. Many players realized that before it was changed to become a gray trash item, it was once white for a few patches, despite not being included in any crafting profession or quest or anything. Even stranger is that some players would find that in certain caves there were bone rings that had a gear symbol over them, indicating they were interactable, and asked them to bring 400 large slimy bones to their location. Nobody was ever actually able to do it because they could not fit 400 large slimy bones in their bags, so whatever happened there remains a mystery, as both the bone rings and the white quality of the bones were removed in a later patch. Arthas was right. I think this is referring to the theory that Arthas made the right choice, and, well, he kinda did. No further explanation needed. WoW forums user base. Widely regarded as one of the worst forums in the world, but I'm not entirely sure if they were referring to one particular instance. I'm sure you can think of many on your own, but if I had to say something that probably hasn't been said before, but is 100% true, just look at the people who transmog goggles on their form avatar. You'll notice that nearly all of them have very odd mannerisms, play female characters despite being men, and have an incredibly cringe guild name, and they will only be able to clear LFR difficulty raids and nothing else. All demon hunters are homosexuals. It goes without saying that any person that's willing to play a blood elf and use the most homosexual weapon just because a buff purple man told them to is swinging for the same team. I can't see a single other reason why somebody would do that. Lost Druid transformations. For the many transformations we know of today, such as Bear, Panther, Moonkin, and my ex-wife, there were some extra forms to choose from. As strange as it seems, one could transform into nearly any beast in the game if you attune to them, similar to how Hunter tames creatures. One of the most odd side effects of this was the ability to tame many of the humanoid NPCs and even players with an odd exploit. Even stranger, there were even special abilities associated with them, such as yell, complain, and write a sad tale. It seems Blizzard wasn't taking the playtest very seriously, as this seems to be aimed directly at them, and it was likely not even meant to be found. Funny, but very strange at the same time. Mage Portal Secret Dimension. A major point of contention between Blizzard and their user base was the existence, or lack thereof, of a secret cow level that was hinted at and later discovered in the Diablo games. What many do not know is that the secret cow level is in World of Warcraft and is accessible by learning the Mage Portal from an NPC that is hostile to both factions and must be mind-controlled to teach the player. He was in a tower in Dustwallowed Marsh and would rarely have a steamy romance novel item on the table next to him. If you were to right-click the book, he would become immediately aggressive, but if you or a party member had the mind control ability, you could pacify him and he would teach the portal to any mage character that was exactly level 50 and had a steamy romance novel in their inventory as payment. Pandaren Quaking Palm CVT rooms. Any player that has delved into the depths of RP servers has heard of the numerous depraved acts of the legendary erotic roleplayers. Most disturbing of these acts is the cock and ball torture rooms in the basements of secluded inns across Azeroth. Pandaren would destroy the balls of the bound and gagged players with their quaking palms, resulting in a slow and painful death. The corpse would be camped by more Pandaren, and the closest spirit healer guarded in case of an escape attempt. Some characters are still trapped in these rooms to this day. Woolcloth Controversy. Long ago in the early ads for WoW, there was an ad series called What's Your Game? This series got many celebrities such as Chuck Norris and Ozzy Osbourne to come out and show off their World of Warcraft characters. One of the many ads they made contained Paula Deen, who showed off her female gnome cooking character. In this ad, she exclaims, "I just wish all of these aprons weren't made out of wool. I'd much prefer cotton." As you can imagine, this came off as a little racially motivated, especially considering many other supposed racist remarks she has made. The ad was quickly pulled off air. Cthulhu's sissy hypnosis. Cthulhu is known for whispering to players discouraging messages, but did you know that some scrapped quotes included, "Your heart flutters at those stronger," and "You crave to be dominated"? Many players saw this as some kind of sissy hypnosis, and I do not blame them one bit. I agree. This is some very strange dialogue, and I think we all know why it was removed. Chromie Time is organized by the Black Dragon Flight. In the new Shadowlands expansion, Blizzard decided to improve the leveling experience by shortening it and letting players choose an expansion to level from 10 to 15. Players are led to believe that Chromie is managing this time shifting. This is false. The actual Chromie is dead. The one seen by players in multiple locations at the same time is actually Black Dragonflight agents taking the form of Chromie. Chromie Time is an attempt to rewrite and destroy the timeline of WoW, resulting in the destruction of the space-time continuum. In WoW. Old God's secret YouTube channel. On a single forum post posted by an unnamed account was a link to a YouTube channel that had videos of the old gods in a dimly lit area on the map, whispering commands to the viewer, such as, "Subscribe or your heart will explode," or "Be devoured if you do not add these to your favorite videos playlist." This could have been some kind of promotion for the game, but it's really hard to say if Blizzard even had any hand in its creation. It might have actually been made by the old gods themselves, but we'll never know. Playable children. At one point in the character creation process, there was an option that would allow you to change the age of your character, which would do things like give them wrinkles or lighter hair, but the youngest you could go was 20. If you input 92618, which is the zip code for Blizzard headquarters, your character would become a child. Later on in development, this was changed because people were uncomfortable with playing around literal child players and thought it was inappropriate, so they removed the entire age bar and replaced it with certain character features that made them look younger or older. Raid 666. All raiders, LFR heroes, and mythic virgins alike enjoy raiding. However, the vast majority have no knowledge of what happens if your raid ID is 666. If you are ever unlucky enough to have this as your raid ID, leave the instance immediately and reset it before you kill a boss. If you ever get locked to raid 666, your character will become a stitched undead after they die, and you will be hostile to all NPCs and players. The only words you can say in chat are help and damn and lost. It originated from an MMO Champions board, so I think we could all agree that we should take their word for it. Death sounds are real. There's nothing to really prove this, but I imagine they got their sounds from locking players in a room where they relentlessly got corpse camped, with the only spirit healer being on their corpse. I'd imagine that would give you the same pain you get from actually dying. Moonguard players. God help any soul that comes into contact with a player from this fucking server. Cut Razorbone Pirate Faction. Set to be included in the scrapped Emerald Dream expansion, the Razorbone Pirates were going to be the third playable faction in the game. The lore explanation Blizzard gave for the implementation of this stupid shit is that the pirates were looking for fruit to cure their scurvy at sea, and they found the secret portal to the Emerald Dream. Thinking there would be plentiful amounts of fruit, they sailed into the portal and immediately crashed their ship in the ground, marooned in a strange land. They were forced to conquer and develop the land in a desperate attempt to survive 5 nights. Aside from this description given off in a now deleted article, probably on PC Gamer, no mentions, traces, or models were mentioned. Zombie Mount Quest Chain. Forum users over the years talk people's asses off about supposedly seeing people walking around on a mount that looks like a zombie, similar to the one seen in Naxxramas. Supposedly to get this mount, you have to complete Nax in under 10 minutes, and then you'd have another 10 minutes to go back to every boss in order to hug their bodies. After that, you'd get the mount. I've never seen one, and I know for a fact that every post talking about it has provided no screenshot evidence, so who knows. Supposedly Hearthstone made a reference to it with the Zombie Chow card looking supposedly exactly as players described it. Apart from this recognition, which is likely just to poke fun at the player base for being a bunch of retards, no good evidence or acknowledgement from Blizzard officially saying if it was true or not came up. WoW token money laundering. WoW tokens are a great thing. Being able to not pay for a subscription by farming gold for hours is a great option for the unemployed and those with infinite time and uninfinite money. However, most people don't think about the cold hard fact that in order to buy a WoW token with gold, someone had to pay real money for inflated fictional currency in a Malaysian Skinner box simulator. This is one thing, but imagine another thing. Now imagine this. Criminals using WoW tokens to pay for illegal actions and substances. Sound crazy? Go on Craigslist and search Hitman for hire accepting Bitcoin and WoW token. I saw it one time, but the listing was deleted after I saw it. Good choice. Cult of Valen. People always want to find something wrong or creepy about most regular good-hearted characters. The thing is, for this instance, there is some actual dirt to be thrown. If you brought Valen any book item that was to be given to an NPC for any quest at all, he would accept it and instead give you the same XP and rewards. Doing this until you've done it 10 times gives you an immediate guild invite to a guild simply named Valen's Chosen. Moonkinner from the Moon. Whatever person made this one probably is taking the name a little too literally, but who knows. They use lunar energy, maybe their eggs are asteroids or something. Other than that, I'm a bit stumped. Kaplan's Hidden Monument. Supposedly underneath Undercity, you can find a room that contains a monument, supposedly placed by Jeff Kaplan. Users claim to have gotten to the room after having the elevator crush them at an angle where it didn't kill them but instead clipped them under the elevator and into the floor. It apparently had his face and a Tauren's body, with the caption Earth Mother underneath it. Not sure why he put it under Undercity, and not any other Tauren zone, but being under Undercity is really funny, so I can see why he'd do it. True origin of gnomes. Some speculate that gnomes were not only immune to the curse of flesh, but also are pieces of the old gods made into a race. It's not hard to see where this theory was going, as they certainly seem to be in league with the old gods, but maybe that's just my racial prejudice. Fish were humans. The fact that fish are almost always found in the same waters as locked boxes, linen cloth, and other various humanoid items would seem to suggest that those fish were polymorphed into fish using forbidden magic and lost all the items on their person. Apparently, the fish were named after the last names of the families of people that were transformed. Creepy stuff, if you ask me. Dalaran Sewer Head. There's a hidden head in the bottom of Northrend Dalaran sewers. It is nearly unrecognizable due to being extremely badly modeled with a simple tan texture over it, and it seems to have some kind of orb around it. Any screen caps taken of it were removed by Blizzard, and eventually it seemed to have led to the creation of Khadgar's head in the Crystal Ball NPC. I don't know exactly why this head was in the sewer to start off with, as it seems weird that any sort of disembodied head would be in a sanctuary city like Dalaran where there's no PvP, but maybe it was added on accident. Who knows? Gnome Troll Controversy. At one point, there was a command that only gnomes could do, similar to /moo with Tauren, where entering /troll in the chat would make all messages translate to tro, trollolo, trollo, and yee, while the gnome's face contorted into a troll face. This was a funny nod to the troll face meme, but as it turned out, you could directly translate these messages with an add-on. Anyone using this add-on could see whatever the person said with the command, including extremely racist messages, shortened links, and even sometimes GPS coordinates. Supposedly at one point, there was a group that had used this feature to communicate while performing credit card fraud, supposed dark web dealings, and even where to drop off various items. Guildneus. I have no clue what this is or even means, and I'm not capable of researching it in-game. I was banned for 72 hours after spamming anal for the children in trade chat thousands of times after being warned by a GM. Thrall is undead. Many say that at some point in Thrall's life, he lost his sense of honor and became far more prone to dishonorable acts, like breaking the Makara like an asshole. At some point, when Thrall encountered Gul'dan, he placed a curse on Thrall that would slowly draw his life energy, causing him to lose his morals and eventually become an undead orc that would make the Horde subjects to the Warlock's control. The people that say this sound like fucking idiots. Puntable Marmot contains children's souls. The Puntable Marmot toy is the greatest toy in the game. Everyone loves it, and everyone loves punting it. Everyone loves the sound it makes. Everyone loves the helmet it wears. Everyone loves the shitty Marmot model. Everyone does not love the fact that children NPCs who die in game have no souls. It's obvious when you look at those creepy fuckers. This is because their souls are in the Puntable Marmot. This is another reason why everyone likes to punt the Marmot. It deserves it for stealing the souls of so many children. Each copy of WoW is personalized. I hope you enjoyed reading this essay as much as I enjoyed writing it.